This is the second episode of our new segment.
Your world, our world, the world. We're going to start things off with some questions from you. The Real RA9 from YouTube asks, how are you?
Man, how are you today, actually?
I'm a bit sick.
He's a bit sick, guys. He's had a little bit of a busy week. I got sick last week.
He got sick, so he flew home. I went to LA for the whole week, worked with a chap by the name of Greg Wells, who produced The Greatest Showman, on a new track that we just might show up somewhere very soon. Right. Luke went home to be with his family, zoomed in for the last day.
Yeah. Did vocals.
And then
went back home.
Flew straight back home.
Yeah.
I paid the price for it.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to say to me?
I feel so sorry for you.
Or maybe thank you?
And I'm so proud of you.
Or maybe just thank you?
Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
All right.
Number two.
I can't believe Luke isn't going to play the other brother. Can't get the real Luke, CGI one. If the Lion King can do it, so can y'all.
That's from Mary Hudson,
YouTube comment.
A little backdrop. What we're talking about there is Drummer Boy film.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas film, musical, Civil War. Two brothers opposite side of the war. I'm going to play potentially one of the brothers. Luke, I mean,
there's a lot of chemistry here. You're right. Maybe I should just be CGI, but I could still voice it. So.
Darth Vader was actually, it wasn't James Earl Jones initially. You should just overdub. So your voice is still there, but someone else is doing all the expressions.
Yeah. I'm into that.
This is from Lillian Joseph. Beyond the bounds of time and resources, what would you want to be doing most right now? I know what you'd be wanting to do right now.
What would I like?
Mowing the lawn.
I love mowing
Spending time with his family.
Yeah, that's like the greatest day on earth right there.
And I just got back, actually day before yesterday, from Disneyland with my wife.
See, he makes it out that he was working the whole time.
I did have one day off. We went to Galaxy's Edge, which is the new Star Wars portion.
Did you feel like you were on the edge of the galaxy?
Man, it's good. So convincing. Walked around and they had like the stormtroopers walking around and stuff. It's kind of eerie. You know, you go to the rest of the park and it's like Pirates of the Caribbean and you walked into Galaxy's Edge and it's sort of like everyone's a bit more quiet, a bit more solemn.
Yeah. Since you all love coffee so much, what is your favorite flavor kind of coffee? From Yvonne. Recorded.
Okay.
I love Guatemalan coffee, medium roasts. I like milk in my coffee. I like lattes, though I did say I think I need to change up my coffee order because I'm getting a little bored of lattes.
I'm really simple. People show up at Starbucks and there's like a list of 20 things. All I like, grande or a medium latte, substitute with almond milk, extra hot, with a pump, little splash.
A skosh is another word he uses.
A skosh, I suppose, of vanilla. So like just super simple. Basically a black coffee.
Yeah.
Onward we march. The world. First of all, follow up from Lion King. I broke my promise, forgive me, I did not see it this week. I have been Googling the box office and I'm pleased to announce that it is doing incredibly well. I spoke to someone at Disney personally. Their stocks, day before yesterday, were the highest they've ever been in the history of Disney. Wow. So invest in Disney stocks.
Some might say wait for the fall.
Oh, wait for the fall. Yeah, don't do it right now. Wait for them to crash a bit.
Skin cancer sunglasses?
Well, our doctor told us this.
Joel has his theory on skin cancer.
The doctor said it.
Do you believe everything you read?
Okay, so this is our family practitioner. Luke uses him, I use him, Mum uses him. He said that one of the contributing factors to skin cancer in the modern age is sunglasses. Here's why, because your body actually thinks that it is darker than it really is and therefore does not release the correct amounts of pigmentation into your skin to prevent your skin from being permanently damaged and creating cancer.
For a homeschooler, that's very impressive. Yeah. If you think that Joel is right, comment below. It feels like a stretch to me. And if you think
that Luke is wrong, let us all know about it.
I'm not saying I'm not right or I disagree. It just feels like a stretch.
All right, switching gears. The world. We're in the modern era.
Yeah.
We have a lot of cell phones, a lot of access to everything, anywhere, at all time. Let's talk about going off the grid.
This is one of my personal favorites. I love the idea of going off the grid. My wife, Courtney, and I, one of our dreams is to buy a little plot of land and build a fully self-sustaining property.
Let's just talk about like putting our phones away or a little while.
Off the grid, that's not the right term for that. But anyway, off the grid, people are talking about
the cell phone
off
grid.
The grid. You know what? Yeah, the grid is not cell service. The grid,
yeah, but not
the grid
everyone,
is the power in the water grid.
Not everyone can build a self-sustaining home with like a nice little windmill and a water tower.
It's amazing. You can drill a well, and then you could do solar power. I love the idea of not having to be hooked up to any electricity from the road and power coming from the earth. It just feels amazing.
I think this conversation has gone off the grid. A 6-year-old YouTuber just bought a house.
I read this headline the other day. In South Korea, there's a 6-year-old YouTube sensation who reviews toys. 30 million subscriber list. The family just bought an $8 million property. 6 years old. So here's the question I have with these YouTube sensations that are doing the toy reviewing thing, because there's also Ryan. He does the thing. He's on Nickelodeon. How long can it last?
My sense is I think it can last for a while because a lot of social media has come and gone. MySpace, Snapchat-ish, Vine.
Snapchat is back. They got 15 million new subscribers over the last quarter.
I think YouTube has been one of the constants of the game.
My point is it's cool when they're kids reviewing toys, but when they're 12, will it still be cool?
Touche. Then they'll move on to something else. What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to?
I am watching a show called Off the Grid. I do love that show. I'm attempting to read the Bible through in a year. I'm about 15 days behind.
I'm trying to do the same thing and I'm like 80.
So
I'm basically not
He's only basically executing every other day.
Ish. I'm getting into the podcast world. I would love recommendations. My church has one. I follow one from Richard Rohr. If you have any suggestions, good podcasts, put them in the comments. I would love to circle back on that. And then finally, the things that we were in LA, we already covered that. Spanish version, God Only Knows, is here, the long-awaited. Luke particularly really enjoyed that process of trying to sing in Spanish. Next week, we're doing a music video with a very special woman who's a household name around the world. We can't announce who. Stay tuned for that. Thank you for joining us from Missouri.
So if you have a question, leave a comment below. But until next week, goodbye.
Bless you.